A vigorous comeback. It's how the St. Johns County Sheriff David Shore is describing heroin right here in St. Johns County and across the U.S. Sheriff Shore believes with the crackdown on pill mills across the state, people have turned to heroin as a cheap alternative, sometimes even mixing it with other drugs.
Fentanyl is a deadly drug. It's only prescribed for very terminal cases of cancer. And unfortunately, that's made in a laboratory. It's a synthetic drug, and we're seeing, I think you folks have reported on some of the mixing of fentanyl and heroin.
They've also made some recent arrests for heroin possession and trafficking. 39-year-old Wayne Pellicker was arrested on June 10th after officers found pills containing an unknown substance, baggies with heroin residue, and guns. 6 days later, 42-year-old Holstead Moody and 24-year-old Baron Long were arrested after officers found 5 grams of brown powder field tested positive for heroin on Moody and 7.1 grams on Long. Tracy Langston, the director of nursing at Epic Behavioral Health Care, a nearby rehab center, says in September of 2015, 75% of their clients were being treated for alcohol abuse and 20% for opiate use. Today, that number is now split 50-50. She says 8% of the opiate use is heroin related, but says the overall use of IV drug abuse is a big problem. What's more alarming, she says many of her clients are middle-class people with jobs.
I've had clients come in and say, they have, parties in the break room at work. It's almost, shocking to hear unless you hear it a number of times. And I've heard it enough to believe that truly that does go on.